Have you ever wondered what's at the center of your brain? What if I told you it could be a portal to another dimension? Sound crazy? There's an organ that's so mysterious it's been revered, studied, and wrapped in myth for centuries. From its connections to otherworldly dimensions, ancient religions, secret societies, and even alien realms, to the very essence of our consciousness and dreams, science and spirituality come together in the pineal gland, also known as the third eye. Get ready, because this will reshape everything that you thought you knew about the universe and ourselves. The pineal gland, often called the third eye, is a small pea-sized organ positioned right between your two hemispheres, located deep within the very center of the brain. Think about it. A mystery lies deep within your brain right now. But what is the pineal gland exactly? Now, as you'll see, the answer is utterly mind-blowing. But first, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're tearing down the walls of ignorance here, and you're a part of this revolution of the mind. Join us in this journey of a new consciousness as we go beyond the known and shed light into the unknown. René Descartes, the great philosopher, called the pineal gland the seat of the soul, the center of our spiritual existence. Now, this was a radical idea that challenged what everyone believed back then. But what if he wasn't wrong? Throughout history, secret societies, diverse cultures, and religions have been fascinated by the pineal gland. The symbol of the pineal gland can be found everywhere, hidden in plain sight, from the Eye of Horus in ancient Egypt to the concept of the third eye in Hinduism. In fact, there's a secret symbol that's been hidden right in front of you, a symbol that's been used everywhere, from the Freemasons to the Vatican. Are you ready to find out what it is? Wait for it. Pine cones. Yeah, you heard that right. The name pineal gland comes from the Latin word pinea, which means pine cone. Why? Well, because this gland has a shape that resembles a pine cone. Pine cones, with their amazing patterns, actually follow the Fibonacci sequence, and pine cones have been a powerful symbol of the pineal gland in ancient cultures, representing the expansion of consciousness and spiritual growth. Need proof? Just look at the oldest religions in the world. Take the staff of Osiris, for example. It dates back to around 1224 BCE and has a pine cone with two serpents around it, like the pineal gland at the center of the brain with the two hemispheres on either side. These symbols on the staff represent the merging of human and divine enlightenment and power. Now, in Hindu culture, the pine cone is associated with the third eye, or the Agnya chakra, of the pineal gland. Even the Romans recognized the spiritual significance of pine cones and used them in their art and architecture. Now, if you think that's crazy, that's just the beginning. Well, what about secret societies? You've seen Freemason symbolism, like their square and compass, but did you notice all the pine cones? In Freemasonry, the pine cone stands as a symbol of enlightenment and spiritual insight. And Manly P. Hall, a 33rd degree Freemason, said, "In the human brain, there is a tiny gland called the pineal body, which is the sacred eye of the ancients. The pineal gland is the sacred pine cone in man. The pineal gland is a link between the consciousness of man and the invisible worlds of nature." Even the Vatican itself couldn't resist all this pine cone symbolism. Have you ever heard of the Vatican's Court of the Pine Cone? It's home to a massive bronze pine cone statue. Now, why do you think they would have that? Just for decoration? Yeah, right. And hey, let's not forget about the Pope's staff, the ultimate symbol of papal authority. Guess what? They're adorned with pine cones. But the thing is that this isn't just about humans and their symbolism, it's embedded in nature, nature's very own third eye. Dr. Rick Strassman said, "The pineal gland of evolutionarily older animals, such as lizards and amphibians, is also called the third eye. Just like the two seeing eyes, the third eye possesses a lens, cornea, and retina." Now, this is not some weird alien phenomena. This is happening right here on our very own planet. These creatures are equipped with an organ, a third eye, that allows them to detect light and adjust their behavior according to the days and seasons, acting like a kind of built-in natural receptor of the cosmos. But why should you care about some cold-blooded creature's third eyes? Because just like these creatures, our very own pineal gland in our brains has evidence of a deep evolutionary history that ties back to its light-sensing origins. Our pineal gland is finely tuned to respond to the light-dark patterns of our environment. But what exactly does the pineal gland do? See, the pineal gland produces melatonin in humans, which helps regulate when we sleep and wake up, responding to changes in light and darkness. Now, while our pineal gland doesn't directly detect light like a third eye, it once might have, but it gets even more intriguing because the cells within our pineal gland, known as pinealocytes, show a striking resemblance to the photoreceptor cells that we find in our eyes. But some people claim that it's not just a third eye, but a portal to other realms. See, some researchers suggest that the pineal gland produces something called the spirit molecule, more commonly known as DMT. Dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, is a psychedelic substance that your body produces, meaning it's flowing in you right now, and some believe that it's secreted by your very own third eye, the pineal gland. Now, science is just beginning to scratch the surface when it comes to understanding this mind-bending chemical. Some researchers propose that high amounts of DMT in the brain could literally open doorways to other dimensions. Now think about that. Your brain holds the key to parallel dimensions, alternate realities, and cosmic consciousness. Now, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. This is real life. Now, before you dismiss this as just another conspiracy theory, think about this. From 1990 to 1995, Dr. Rick Strassman conducted groundbreaking research and experiments with DMT, where he administered approximately 400 doses of DMT to 60 volunteers. The results? Mind-blowing. The volunteers reported entering into another realm of existence and alternate dimensions, some of whom said the realms felt more real than our world. Many of them spoke of meeting otherworldly entities and understanding the universe in ways that changed their lives forever. Because of many of the volunteers' encounters with otherworldly entities, this actually led Dr. Strassman to hypothesize that DMT could be linked to alien abduction encounters. That is, instead of individuals being physically abducted, the secretion of DMT caused their consciousness to have an experience in another dimension. Now listen to this DMT report from someone named Jeremiah, who was involved in Strassman's study, and notice the similarity to an abduction encounter and how adamant he is that it's a real experience, not any kind of hallucination or a dream. There were 4 distinct beings looking down on me, like I was on an operating room table. They had done something and were observing the results. They are vastly advanced scientifically and technologically. They were looking just over the traction bar in front of me. I guess they were saying, "Goodbye, don't be a stranger. This is real. It's totally unexpected, quite constant and objective. It's an independent, constant reality." Remember, this wasn't some backyard experiment. This was rigorous scientific research over a period of 5 years conducted at the University of New Mexico and approved by the United States. In his book, DMT, the Spirit Molecule, Dr. Strassman speculates that the pineal gland could release DMT during certain extreme experiences, such as birth, death, and possibly even during your dreams. Dr. Strassman said, "When our individual life force enters our fetal body, the moment in which we become truly human, it passes through the pineal and triggers the first primordial flood of DMT. Later at birth, the pineal releases more DMT. As we die, the life force leaves the body through the pineal gland, releasing another flood of this psychedelic spirit molecule." Your own body is a DMT factory, and it could be churning out this powerful psychedelic during the most powerful moments of your existence, the moment that you gasp your first breath of air, the moment you depart from this world, and in the realm of your dreams. Your brain might be releasing DMT, allowing you to tune into a new dimension of consciousness. But the question is, does the pineal gland actually produce DMT? Well, first, let's take a closer look at sleep, dreams, and hallucinations. See, we know for a fact that the pineal gland produces melatonin, a hormone that plays a critical role in regulating our sleep-wake cycle. But the story gets even deeper. A 1998 study that's available on PubMed delved into melatonin's potential influence on dreams. Now, the research turned their focus to individuals with schizophrenia, schizophrenia. For most of us, our brain is pretty good at wiping away dream memories when we wake up. It's like our brain's way of saying, okay, that was just a dream, not real life. But for people with schizophrenia, it seems like that this process doesn't work as well. The study found that this could be due to a hormone called vasotocin not being released properly by melatonin during sleep in these individuals. So, when they wake up, the memories from their dreams aren't erased, and this makes it harder for them to separate what's real from what's not. So this suggests that the pineal gland's synthesis of melatonin might not just be a sleep regulator, but a central key in how our brain processes, stores, erases, and comprehends memories, especially during dreams. Now, if you thought all of that was impressive and mysterious and crazy and strange, well, get ready for this. Deep within the pineal gland, researchers have actually discovered tiny crystals. Now, these aren't just any crystals, but they're primarily composed of calcium phosphate and other minerals. But what exactly do these crystals at the center of your brain do? You remember how we talked about melatonin and its role in dreams? Well, some scientists theorize that these pineal gland crystals might be intricately linked to melatonin production. But some speculate, based on the piezoelectric properties of certain types of crystals, that these pineal gland crystals might make this tiny organ actually sensitive to electromagnetic fields. Picture this, your pineal gland acting like a miniature antenna, picking up on signals and perhaps even influencing your dreams or states of consciousness. Imagine if these crystals play a role in amplifying or tuning into those other dimensions we talked about earlier with DMT. Your own brain harbors tiny crystals that could act like an internal spiritual antenna tuning into the universe's frequency. But here's where our story takes a dark turn. What if there's a conspiracy designed to block the potential of our pineal gland? Here's where the plot thickens, with the phenomenon known as pineal gland calcification. Scientific studies have noted that as we age, many of our pineal glands develop calcified deposits. Now, this calcification can impede the gland's functions. What causes this calcification? Well, things like poor diet and exposure to toxins in our environment. But one possible component stands out. Fluoride. Yeah, the very fluoride that's added to our tap water. While the primary purpose of fluoride is to prevent tooth decay, there's a growing speculation about its unintended effects on the pineal gland. Jennifer Luke, a British scientist, discovered that high levels of fluoride accumulate in the pineal gland, and she postulated that this could potentially affect the gland's function by reducing melatonin production. This has caused some people to become suspicious about fluoride being added to our water. Could the systematic introduction of fluoride into our daily lives, something that we've been told is for our benefit, actually have a hidden agenda? Is there a chance that powerful groups are intentionally targeting our pineal glands, aiming to diminish their potential and even cloud our consciousness? If this is true, it would mean a deliberate effort to suppress our ability to connect with higher realms of consciousness, keeping us confined to a controlled reality. But hold on, is all of this real? Secret societies, alternate dimensions, conspiracy theories, it's a lot, and it all kind of sounds like a sci-fi movie. But is it reality? Well, let's strip away all the layers of illusion and tackle this head-on. Do the global elite really care about hindering our pineal gland? Or is it just another conspiracy theory to divert our attention from what truly matters? Let's find out. Let's look at everything through the lens of logic and reason right now. So what's fact and what's just speculation? Well, it's no coincidence that the pineal gland resembles a pine cone. This is how it got its name after all. It's also true that many ancient civilizations, religions, and secret societies revered pine cones and possibly the pineal gland. But it's not always clear if and when they're referencing the actual gland in our brain, or if they had some other meaning, like their mathematical beauty. We know that the pineal gland produces melatonin, which helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle, and that's a fact. And some studies and reports have linked melatonin to dream recall and vividness. But what about DMT, the spirit molecule? Yes, our bodies do produce DMT. That's not under debate, which is incredible. Think about it. You have what's considered to be the most powerful psychedelic substance coursing through you right now. That's amazing. But where in the body is it produced? Now, while some say it's the pineal gland, and Dr. Strassman's work with DMT was certainly groundbreaking, Ultimately, this is a hypothesis. There's no conclusive evidence linking DMT production to the human pineal gland. But what about those little crystals in the pineal gland? Well, they're real. But don't let your imagination get carried away just yet. While these crystals are as real as you and me, their exact purpose is still unknown. Many might be quick to associate these little crystals and the pineal gland as a whole with consciousness, but let's be clear, this is pure speculation. Now, what about the conspiracy to keep humanity in a low state of consciousness with fluoride, that thing that's in our toothpaste and our water? Well, it's true that the pineal gland is the #1 tissue that fluoride accumulates in. This is a stone cold fact. But don't jump to conclusions just yet. While the anti-fluoride crowd is quick to scream conspiracy, claiming it's there to lower our consciousness or control our minds, we still don't have any evidence to prove these allegations. Yes, fluoride is there in the pineal gland, but what does it actually do? We don't know. Some would have you believe it's all sinister, that it's about mind control and suppression of our consciousness, but let's remember that this is just pure conjecture. So it's important to approach these theories with caution and to always think critically. And always remember this, don't make any changes to your health or diet without first talking to a medical professional. Your well-being should always come first, and it's crucial to make informed and responsible decisions. The pineal gland is one of the most mysterious organs in our body, from theories about connecting to alternate dimensions to its verified role in regulating sleep. It's a mix of science and speculation. We have to remember, though, it's easy to get caught up in the unknown. But if we use logic and reason and keep investigating, who knows what secrets we'll uncover. The truth is that the pineal gland is fascinating, and it may very well be linked to consciousness and accessing other domains of existence, but we don't know that for sure. Remember that ultimately, what's truly important is self-discovery, growth, and understanding. It's about nurturing our minds, hearts, and souls, and whether the pineal gland is a portal to another dimension or just a part of our biology, whether it connects us to other realms or not, what matters is that we're here to learn, grow, and experience together. Now, if you like this video, check out my other videos about the nature of reality and consciousness. And if you like what my channel is about, support my work on Patreon or join on YouTube at Tier 2 or higher to get access to members-only videos with a new one every week. And a big shout out to everyone who supports.